Hey, this week on This Is Gravel, we have rivers, we have lakes, we have inland oceans, seas, we have bicycle races, we have kayaking, we have disc golf, and we have...
Hairbrushes?
I just brushed my teeth with that. Hey, what's up? This is Gravel, and I am Bobby Thompson. With me today is...
Neil Taylor.
Neil, what's been going on?
Oh, swimming. Lots of swimming. At least that's what it feels like. It's been raining here, it seems like, since last Wednesday, since we filmed the last show, basically.
It's been raining since last spring is what it feels like right now.
Unbelievable amount of rain, so I have not been out on the bike very much. Have not really gotten out and done anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lot of around the house work, it seems like, and getting some things ready for hopefully a race this weekend.
Have a ride this weekend coming up? That's
Yeah,
right.
I've got to lap the lakes, and I'll be riding that with my wife. This will be her first event.
Who knew that Lap the Lakes would just be Circle Emporia and that's the big lake?
Yeah,
right?
there you
I mean,
go.
it's an easy ride now, so we don't have to go very far.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess, but it should be fun nonetheless. I look at it this way, taking my wife out there for this, if she can get through whatever Saturday might present, she can get through other obstacles that are going to hit her in the future. So.
And you're doing 60-ish
Yeah,
miles,
we're going to
right?
do the 100K, so I think it's about 67 or so miles, and it should be wet, but it should be fun as well.
Good.
Yeah, it'd be nice to spend time with her on the bike. So.
Yeah.
So, Bobby, what have you been up to?
I have been Zwifting. Because I love Zwift. So I've been on the Zwift. So I have been riding my bike, kind of. And I've been getting ready I will be riding in the Lap the Lakes bike ride on Saturday, but I will be entering my first disc golf tournament on Sunday, which who knew October was going to be 40s and rain for my first disc golf tournament.
Sounds exciting.
It sounds like land run. I mean, it sounds like I'm back in right. So, except now I have to trudge along in wet clothes rather than riding on a bike in wet clothes.
Still have to carry something.
I still got to carry. I got a little backpack that I carry. So, I may need to get one of those little foldable chairs that I could sit in as I'm waiting. So, yeah, it's a busy weekend. It'll be a fun weekend. Can't wait to see everybody in there on the bikes, and we'll see how everything goes. So, and then next week I accidentally go to Hawaii. So, what? You didn't know that? So
I'm done.
so if I can just get through this weekend of rain and 40s, dude, I'm off to 80s and sunshine. So I might even touch a bike over there. I'm not sure. So we'll find out. I'll let you know. I'll send you pictures.
Cruises, Hawaii, and every time he's gone, we're stuck in rain and Emporia.
Yeah. So when you guys do the show next week, just think of me. So
yeah, be thinking of you. All right.
So since it is raining outside and there's not a lot of bikes to be ridden, at least ridden well out there.
Unless you want to ruin them. I mean.
Right. What are some things that you would do during this time to kind of get ready for the ride? What are you doing for the wet ride this weekend?
I'm making sure that, one, I've got everything in line, because usually I like to make sure I've got everything in line going into a race a couple days out. But now it's not just myself that I'm making sure it's got everything in line. It's making sure my wife does. And the reality is when we bought her bike back in July, it was nice. It was warm. Again, this week's going to be upper 30s to start the race, 40s for the race.
Yeah, it's going to be chilly in the morning.
Might dip into the low 50s. So
and possibly raining during that. So.
Yeah, and so we got to look for some other options. So we were up at the shop yesterday, trying to find out some options for her to be a little bit warmer out there. She's not a big fan of the cold. So
what do you personally look to change when you get ready to enter a ride like this?
To me, this is going to be a little bit different, I would say, only because I'm just kind of going, like I said, I'm going to be at her pace. I'll be comfortable, honestly, in whatever I'm in for the most part. I'm used to riding through the winter, in the 20, 30 degree temperatures. So I'd like to be dry if it's going to be wet. So I'm going to have, a light raincoat to bring with me to kind of cover me up. But other than that, I'm not as concerned, I guess you would say, about this weekend personally, as I am just making sure she's going to be okay.
Right.
If you can get through some past land runs and things like that, hopefully our roads here hold up a little bit better than Oklahoma roads. So hopefully it won't be quite as bad. But one thing I always make sure, and I brought a prop with me today.
Oh, you got a prop.
Is I always make sure on races like this.
That's a handy little tool, isn't it?
Yes, I said, even though I'm riding the single speed, the wife is riding the geared bike.
Yeah.
And I've got to make sure to have this, clean everything out too if we do get some mud sections. I like this. Plus, I can kind of groom myself.
I got to say, for years, the Star Wars toothbrush did well.
Yeah.
And it got a lot of attention. It created a lot of conversations. But this right here has replaced everything. So,
I've loved this. I've had actually, I think, 2 or 3 of these now.
Yeah, and they're cheap.
They are. It's $7, I think. And
yeah.
So I make sure I've got that. Again, make sure that I'm just ready to go all aspects like any race. I mean, make sure that I've got, an extra set of chain lube, little thing of chain lube to bring along with me. Make sure my nutrition's all laid out and ready to go. But otherwise, my biggest concern right now is just making sure I got everything set for her. Because I know I have the gear. I know I have the things to get out there. I know I've been in these situations before. What do I need to make sure that she's going to be all right in these situations? So that's the biggest thing, at least for me, riding in this weather, making sure I got that for her.
Good.
Because we'll be fine, right? We ride bikes in the rain.
We'll be fine.
You'll be fine, right?
We can always walk the bike. I mean, that makes it easy too. So bikes are meant to get dirty.
I'm going to say, that's the question too. Is, if we do run into mud, do you want to walk the bike or do you want to carry the bike? I mean, you can run into a lot of different things like that. I saw a lot of folks this past weekend up at Spotted Horse.
Dude, that looked awesome.
Oh, and you define awesome?
No, I mean, it looked like an adventure.
I saw some just...
If you're going to do something like that, you just got to go in grinning and just work your way through it. And granted, there were going to be lots of dark moments. But, yeah, no, that looked awesome. I'm really glad I was at home in front of the fireplace.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Yes, I was glad to be home because that looked pretty rough. Yeah. And I saw a lot of folks that, after a certain stretch, because it was cold this last weekend, too. I mean, even here in Emporia, we were barely into the 50s. Yeah. And so up in Iowa, no doubt it was cooler than it was here. That's reminiscent of land run a couple of years ago. I mean, wet, cold, mud.
It was in all honesty, that looked brutal. I was reading our friend Kate, who posted that she finished the ride, and after reading what she posted, and she's definitely one of the toughest female riders out there I know, and she had a hard day out there, and kudos to everybody who finished that race.
Anyone who
started the ride, right? Because it was nasty from the beginning. It's not like you got surprised by it.
Yeah, I wonder what it's going to be like. No, you knew going in.
You made that decision a couple of days that we're going to do this ride no matter what, and you went for it. So no, kudos to all of that. And this weekend will be great. This weekend, you bikes with friends, and there's things you can do leading up to it, and being after you're done with it to make sure that the bike's okay. I think Matt's actually going to come by the shop and probably tomorrow. I think we're going to talk about some things you can do on the bike this week leading up to a ride. If you're sitting around the house and it's raining, you don't want to go outside. Some things you can do with the bike, and it'll be fun. So we're gonna pull that up here, I think, right now. Is that right?
Yeah.
So hey, Matt, Neil showed one of these on the show. I thought it'd be a good thing to show you exactly what I use these for. Usually use toothbrushes. I used to use toothbrushes for mud cleaning and that kind of thing, but this little handy dandy tool from Park Tool just replaces everything. Not only can you get mud and grime off the chain, you can get it out between the cogs. If you get particularly sticky mud or actually rocks in there, which can cause the chain to skip, this little doohickey right here is perfect for getting right in there and getting that out of there, which a toothbrush is nice, but a toothbrush is not going to get within the cogs. Also, most of the places you get mud buildup is right here in the chainstay. Perfect. Just wipe it out of there, you're off and rolling again. $5 to $7 right here. Perfect. Okay, so we have a lot of rainy, wet, muddy time roads right now. So some things you can do if you can't get on the bike for very long is the things that you put off. Make sure that your brake rotors are rolling free. Make sure that you take time to check your brake pad thickness. How's the chain doing? Does the chain need to be replaced? Can you put some more lube on the chain? sealant in the tires. I can't tell you how many times I get people coming in with tubeless tires who say, hey, I got a flat that didn't seal. I pull off the tire, there's no sealant in the tire, it's dried up. Occasionally you need to have yourself or your local bike mechanic check the sealant levels in your tire. That's much better when you have some in there. Other thing you can check, it's a good time to go ahead and check and make sure that your shifting is working fine on the bike. Things that you can do to make sure that once it dries up, you have an enjoyable ride outside.
All right, sweet. Awesome, Bobby. Thanks for talking with Matt about the bikes there. So, Bobby, you got this weekend coming for you, too. We talked a little bit about my weekend here at Lap the Lakes. Your race is going to be a little bit different, too. Have you done relays in the past? And also, have you done fat bike relays in the past? I'm just a little curious.
Yeah, so we decided to have a little bit of fun with it. Lap the Lakes this year is going to have a 4-man relay, 4-person relay. You know what? And the cool thing is, a lot of times when you have a 4-person relay, you don't get a lot of teams that sign up because it's a lot to coordinate. You're talking about a lot of riders. And last time I checked, there's 6 teams signed up, and that's pretty cool for a small event, 4-man relay. So, and they're good teams. I mean,
first time doing the relay too.
Right. So it's going to be fun because it will be competitive out there, and I have no idea how we'll do. We're actually going to have a little fun with it. Myself, Corey Smith, Giacomo, and my friend Sean Honey, we decided, you know what, the heck with it. Let's get off skinny tires, and we're all, our team is going to be racing fat bikes. So we'll see what happens. With the roads the way they are, who knows if that's any kind of advantage or even more of a detriment. So it'll be exciting to get out there and just see how that ends up. And the cool thing is you're doing 30 miles, 35 miles as opposed to doing 60 or whatever. So, I mean, that's the perfect distance for, if you can average 15 to, hopefully 17 or 18 miles per hour. It is a fat bike, but it ends up becoming a 2-hour race. And so you can prepare for the thing entirely differently than everybody else. I mean, I'm going to go into it with basically 4 goo packets. I'm not worried about nutrition because I'm going to just blow myself up to get the thing done. And when you're done, then I'm going to snack on all the Hostess cakes I can eat or Little Debbie cakes I can get. So apparently it's Hostess cakes nowadays because everybody keeps sending me Hostess cakes.
Nice.
So it'll be fun. And the other cool factor about it is, and I always encourage people to sign up for relay races because, yes, I have started to do a lot more relays. 24 Hours of Coming is a big one that has the relay event on it. It makes it fun because you're hanging out as a rider. You're hanging out at checkpoints, waiting and cheering on other riders and waiting and cheering on your own team to come through. There's anticipation building up at each checkpoint. How far out is he? Was he able to hold wheels for a while? How's he doing out there? Did he blow up? I mean, if you blow up, we're all in trouble. So it's cool. And as a rider, when you're racing in a relay, and inevitably at any distance, at some point in time, you're going to start getting tired. You're either going to attack a hill too hard or attack a flat section too hard, and you're going to be winded, you get out of breath, and then you got to try to recover. The cool thing is, and the fun thing is that people are counting on you to get in there as fast as you can. So you're not as likely to sit up and, woe is me. I mean, you got to get there. You got to watch your lines a little bit better because you don't want to flap, especially on a fat bike. I'm not even sure I can change a fat bike tire. I mean, I know how to change a tire, but I'm not sure. Have you ever tried to peel a fat bike tire off the rim? It's safe to say that if we have to do that, our race is probably pretty much over as far as trying to get onto a podium. So it'll be fun. Awesome. Excited about it. I love Lap the Lakes. I hope we can find some. I hope it's not, the whole county is not one big lake. So, although I don't know, maybe fat tires can float. Ooh. So we'll find out. It'll be fun this weekend. So I can't wait for it. And like I said, then the next day I get up and I get to go play disc golf in the cold rain. So it'll be fun. Everything about it.
Nice. Well, we have a fun weekend coming up. Let's see what folks have been doing over this past week here with the social media.
Hey, thanks everybody for the great social media photos you've been sharing with us using the hashtag #ThisIsGravel. First up, we've got Laurent sending in this gorgeous photo from France. Todd Young was out scouting for the IC Gravel on a soggy Saturday. I believe that's coming up here at the end of the month just south of Iowa City. Jeff was out at the Spotted Horse Gravel Ultra this past weekend. Kate was also up in the mud at the Spotted Horse Gravel Ultra this week up in Madison County, Iowa. Lisa was also out in the rain and wind on Sunday, but said it won't stop the Cutthroat from going out to play in Independence, Iowa. Steve Hamilton was at the Snaggy Ride 105, but said it only made it 65 miles, but sounds like it was a great time. Jennifer Kilborn was out in an area that's flat as a pancake and perpetually windy on the north shore of Lake Erie. Rogerson in this photo from Hovden, southern Norway. What an awesome place to ride. Thank you to everybody using the hashtag #ThisIsGravel.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for those pictures. We, again, love seeing them. Make sure that you're tagging everything you're doing with This Is Gravel because, again, there's races everywhere. I love getting to see, even though it did look tough, I love getting to see what folks were doing this past weekend up there at the Spotted Horse Ultra. And you got races all over the place. So make sure you're tagging them. Tag myself, Minister of Gravel, Casual Cyclist, Gravel Guru. We love seeing what you guys are doing.
See ya.